Hey all, it's John the Lab Freezer Guru, and today I actually helped someone find the perfect bins for their Eppendorf F740 free compartment freezer. So there's actually two versions of the freezer, both identical, but just two different layouts on the inside. So this is the first bin which I designed, and it's the exact same height and depth as the one over here, but it's a bit narrower, and the very special thing about this one is it's 140mm wide, which means if you're actually in the situation of already having standard racks in here which came with a freezer, they're also 140mm wide, and that means you can get 6 of those racks per shelf. But if you took one of those racks out, you'd perfectly be able to fit in that slot with one of these bins, and you could mix and match whichever way you wanted. So they're perfectly interchangeable, and you won't end up with a big old gap left on the end, which of course is very unuseful and not a good use of space at all. So yeah, so that is the good thing with these bins. On the downside, when you actually get around to measuring the internal usable space inside the actual bin, you see it's quite narrow, and it's only 130mm wide in there, so 13cm of usable width inside the bin. Now we've also got a nice little label holder on the front. Got a little example on my desk, so we would actually weld this onto the front of the bin, and you put your laminated little label in the front, so it can be a barcode, or maybe you want to say 1A and then 2A, or Sarah's samples, or whatever suits you. So yeah, the other downside of this is if you were to fully rack the freezer like this, which no need to fully rack the freezer for bins at that size, because it's really full of you using these cry box racks. Whilst these cost less to make, you're buying an awful lot more of them, so it's actually 18 of them there. And yeah, so if you go over here, a larger bin, which you can fit more in, you've only got 12 of them, so actually a little bit more per bin, but much less. In fact, £900 less per freezer, so that's an amazing discount. A massive percentage of the price knocked off, and just because it's 12 instead of 18 quantity. And actually we've got the same design here, but the actual overall width is 198mm on the insides of usable space, so plenty of space in here. Can fit loads of different types of samples in there. Very usable, and of course, you know, even if you wanted a little bit less height and a few more, we could do 3 compartments high, or maybe even 4. Just whatever works best with yourselves, really. But yeah, it's 2 examples of the Eppendorf F740 3 compartment freezer, with what I would say are the 2 best options for bins. Hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions out there, you're kind of wondering, you know, what's the best way to store my samples, let me know. I'd love to help. And if this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.